This is the second battle in a best of 3 between me and AcMaiden. He picked the Seleucids and I countered with Egypt on the pyramids. So it's obvious we both want a resistance to heat, which is going to allow our units to fatigue slower. I went for an Egyptian build I haven't tried before. I wanted to have a bit of close range skirmishing power, a bit of melee combat power, and I didn't really spend too much on cavalry. I just wanted to have this Ptolemaic cavalry to stop chariot, because the Egyptian cavalry is so crap anyway. So my build is 6 thorax swords, 2 Egyptian infantry, 2 Levi Thureos, 2 Carian axemen, 2 Galatian royal guard, the Ptolemaic cavalry general, 2 citizen cavalry, or maybe 3 citizen cavalry, I don't really remember. Then I have 1 skirmisher cavalry. The skirmisher cavalry is there mainly to be annoying. I'm also going to use it to scout. Judging by the size of AcMaiden's army here, it doesn't look like he has brought a chariot, but I'm just going to scout to be sure. He has 6, or does he have? Yeah, 6 thorax swords, 1 royal peltast, 3 Persian hoplites, 4 Median cavalry, 2 Bactrian hillmen, 1 slinger, and 3 Syrian heavy archers. So in terms of melee infantry, it's no contest. I've got the melee infantry advantage. He has the cavalry advantage, ever so slightly. But he has a skirmishing advantage that is potentially going to be very dangerous. And he's moving up to the side here, presumably to pull me out of the forest and to stop, maybe to protect his flank with this forest. I'm not really sure why he moved up to the side here, but having open terrain to skirmish on might be the idea. I want to start baiting arrows with my skirmishing cavalry as quickly as possible, because I noticed he turned around his archers to counter my horse skirmishers. So I'm going to stay just out of range of them, make them waste a bit of ammunition, and walk slowly up towards my opponent here. These hillman speed bumps are a problem, but I have my own Egyptian infantry speed bumps to deal with them. I'm starting out with a fairly compact formation because I was expecting elephants or chariots, but since there were neither elephants nor chariots, I am going to widen my formation a bit to make it easier to flank Maiden. Still going to be annoying with my skirmisher cavalry, but now I'm going to eat massive fire. I'm going to split up and move out. Taken some damage, but not really a lot yet. They haven't killed anything. But this is going to mean that he has to keep some of his skirmishers turned. So some of his skirmishing power is going to be diverted, hopefully. And here you can see me widening my formation. It doesn't look like he wants to put the pressure on, so I'm going to take my sweet time in widening my formation and getting ready for the engagement. So now my formation is a bit wider than his is. I'm also going to keep multiple lines of infantry, and you'll see why when the engagement starts happening. And again, these skirmisher cavalry haven't really killed anything yet, but they have baited javelins, and they give him something to think about in his rear. And if he doesn't think about them, they will be able to participate in the main fight with rear charges and such. It's not really going to be easy to outflank me now without him losing a lot of cavalry because of these Levi Thureos spears and the Carian axemen. Here I miss micro a bit, and I get my skirmisher cavalry absolutely wrecked by all of these skirmish units. Because the skirmisher cavalry got tired, they are going to be slower, so it's not going to be as easy to pull them out. I'm still going to keep baiting javelins though. I haven't killed anything with this unit, but it's being very useful to me at the moment, just by being a nuisance and by having his... Now he has a choice. He can either turn around and start shooting at my units now, which he is doing. He's firing at my Egyptian infantry, and that allows me to move in here with my skirmisher cavalry. Now he's going to turn around his Syrian heavy archers again, doing some more damage to his Median cavalry, and trying to pull out from the range of the Syrians, which works reasonably well. I do lose some horses here, but not as much as I could have lost. Again, moving up. keeping my skirmisher cavalry nearby, so he has to focus on them at all times. Hopefully I want to throw some javelins at these Syrian heavy archers and the slingers to take them down a bit. But I'm also going to use these Egyptian infantry units to just soak up the javelins from all of these units, because there is a significant amount of javelins incoming. And I'm going to eat a lot of javelins on the Egyptian infantry, but it is only Egyptian infantry. I get a nice volley off on the Syrians, only kill 5 Syrians, but all of this damage being done here on the Egyptian infantry. And you can see the Egyptian infantry is actually going to go through here and start charging into Syrian heavy archers. They're going to die horribly, but that was just because I told them to throw the javelins and they weren't stopped by these units who weren't braced. So engagements happening all across the line here. Both of our charges are getting messed up by the hillman. Sending in my thorax swords here, 2 against 1. I intentionally left a gap open here because I want cavalry to push through here and get into my short range fire. Then I'm going to start moving my Levi Thureos up on the side to throw javelins at the Median cavalry, send a unit of citizen cavalry around here, and just keep pouring in the javelin fire against his engaged units. So he is going to take the bait and move into the gap here, which is great. I have this unit of Galatian Royal Guard waiting. They're going to throw javelins into the Median cavalry, take down a lot of Median cavalry. And the Median cavalry doesn't get a great charge against my Galatians because they charged through a gap that was sort of... well, it wasn't completely open, there were some units here. So pulling them into range of my Carians meant that he lost a lot of Median cavalry there. I'm able to send in my skirmish cavalry on a suicide mission against the Syrian heavy archers. Then I'm able to get into his royal peltas and do a lot of damage with my Galatian royal guard. So far so good. My general is charging a unit of Median cavalry here. He's sending in another unit of Median cavalry to support, which means that I have to support with my citizen cavalry. Bit messy engagements over here. I'm going to have these Levi Thureos in square. My skirmisher cavalry is amazingly enough still alive, stopping these units from firing. And here comes the citizen cavalry smashing into the rear of the Syrian heavy archers. Now my Ptolemaic cavalry has done a lot of damage to these Median cavalry units, but it does need help from this citizen cavalry unit. I just want to get a rear charge in against the Persian hoplites first, and then go over and help my general. So already his backlines are in disarray. My Galatian royal guard doing very well against his royal peltas. I'm also firing with my Carian axemen into his royal peltas. Sending in this unit of Carian axemen to support against thorax swords, and this is the perfect engagement for Carian axemen when a unit is already engaged, and then being able to use their armor penetrating damage to devastating effect. I'm just keeping my citizen cavalry here. I wouldn't be able to pull it out anyway, but it's going to inflict rear charge penalties on these 2 units, and it's going to keep the Median cavalry in the fight here for quite some time. The citizen cavalry moved around here, attacked the Median cavalry in the rear, so I'm going to win this combat. And now I'm starting to break through in the center. His royal peltas general is getting swamped by thorax swords, Carian axemen and Galatian royal guard. Carian axemen are getting into the Median cavalry, and now they're going to be able to attack these units in the rear or start chasing off the Median cavalry. Fire is incoming here against my general, but he is doing fine at the moment. 32 men left in the unit. My Levi Thureos are losing, so I have to pull out my general now and start going for these skirmishers. The Carian axemen are doing a decent job against the Median cavalry, throwing some javelins as well against the Medians. This unit of Persian hoplites is wisely pulling out to charge my Levi Thureos. But overall, I am winning the engagements because of the punching power of my Galatian royal guard and the support of my Carian axemen. My Carian axemen are actually doing quite well now, actually. My general, not doing so well. I might get into these skirmishers and do some damage to them, but he is a few volleys away from being routed off the field. The Carians still getting damage done against the Medians. Nice charge here by my general into the slingers and into the Syrian heavy archers. And AcMaiden kind of forgets about this cavalry unit, which could be very important. This unit of Levi Thureos is going to lose over here. This is a bit of an unnecessary blob, so I'm going to pull out the Galatian royal guard. The enemy general routed off the field. But my general is probably going to die very soon as well. just trying to get him into these Syrian heavy archers. He is able to make it into the Syrian heavy archers, but he's taking so much damage in the process from these Syrian heavy archers. But as long as I'm breaking through on multiple fronts here, I should be able to just chase away his Syrian heavy archers. So my general, only 2 men left in the unit. He isn't even dead yet. But these Syrian heavy archers should be able to defeat him very comfortably if they don't just rout off the field. And they were indeed able to defeat my very depleted general. So I am a bit worried about these skirmishing units that are left on the field. Giving the Persian hoplites a nice charge with the Karen Axemen. And these Syrians are going to do super amounts of damage against the Karen Axemen on such short range. But overall my infantry has done very well due to the support of my Galatian Royal Guard. And the Galatians are going to finish any engagement that they rush into now. The Thorax hordes are attacked in the rear by Galatian Royals, and that's going to swing this small blob in my favor. The Persian hoplites defeated the Carians with help of the Syrian heavy archers, so I'm going to pull out my Thorax swords and give the Persian hoplites a charge. Should be able to win here eventually. But most of my units are starting to get exhausted, but I think, well, his units are winded and such. Still forgetting about this cavalry unit over here, but I just have so much left now that I don't think there's any way that these Syrian heavy archers are going to be able to do enough damage. So I'm pulling out my Carian Axemen, 207 kills on the Carian Axemen, very nice. I'm going to charge the Carian Axemen into the Syrian heavy archers. They're still taking damage from this unit of Syrians, but it's about to get charged by these Thorax swords. Galatian Royal Guard defeating Persian hoplites. Thorax swords defeating Persian hoplites. Thorax swords defeating Thorax swords. And now the army is probably going to lose due to army losses. Carian Axemen just able to hang in there against the onslaught of these Syrian heavy archers. And now they're going to make it. They're actually going to make it. They were alive at the end of the battle. Very nice, very important units in this battle. So I won that series 2-0. Not really great kills on the Ptolemaic cavalry, but most of them were against Median cavalry. Decent enough job on the Galatian Royal Guard, did a good job against his Royal Peltas in the center. The Egyptian infantry did what they were supposed to do. They rushed in, died, ate a lot of javelins. Some of these Thorax swords did very well. The Levi Thoreos didn't really do much. The citizen cavalry did okay. But I had the infantry advantage, and AcMaiden wasn't able to capitalize on his very slight cavalry advantage. I think sending in the Median cavalry against my general was a bit risky when they didn't have spear support, but I had so many units that I was able to tie down his spear units. But 107 kills on Persian hoplites is actually very good. They were very valuable addition to the Seleucid roster here. But I mean, Egypt is kind of predictable because the Seleucids know that Egypt cannot really contend with the cavalry of the Seleucids, so Egypt is probably going to go more infantry heavy. So I like the idea that he had with the skirmishers. He could have been able to protect them, but he just went so aggressive with his cavalry. When I opened in the center, he rushed in with his cavalry to get at my Galatian Royals, and then I had the Carian Axemen nearby to throw javelins at the Medians, and the Medians dropped so quickly to the javelins of the Carian Axemen, so I quite like these units. And you can see by the kills on this Carian Axemen that if they are able to join engagements that are already happening, these units can be absolutely deadly. But they can't get charged, they need to get into already happening engagements. So, good game, thanks for the games to AcMaiden. Strength and honor.